call this special meeting to order, Friday, March 12, 2021. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Tom Bates.
Yep.
Alan Donaldson. Andrew Clemens, absent. Cindy Clemens.
Yes.
Candy Wade.
Yes.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
Okay, we'll call Tom Bates. Alan Donaldson.
Yes.
Andrew Clemens is absent. Cindy Clemens.
Yes.
Candy Wade.
Yes.
Discuss an action resolution 21-03, certified 2022 budget. All right, here we go. Resolution 21-03, adopt budget for FY 2021-2022. Whereas the City of Union, Iowa is required by state law to file an annual budget with the county auditor by March 15, 2021. Whereas the City of Union, Iowa is required by state law to publish the budget estimate in the paper of the county not less than 10 days and not more than 20 days, and was published on March 2nd, 2021 in the Eldora Herald Ledger. And whereas the City of Union, Iowa is required by state law to hold a public hearing covering the annual budget of the city, and said hearing was held on March 12, 2021 at 5 p.m. at City Hall. Whereas there were no written comment or objections on file in the city clerk's office, and no individuals presented oral comments and questions or objections at the hearing. Now therefore be it is resolved that the Union City budget for fiscal year 2021-2022 be approved, and the city clerk be authorized to certify and file the budget and certificate of taxes as adopted. Passed and approved this 12th day of March 2021. Yeah, we'll get there. Okay, I'll say that afterwards. Take that off.
Here's your phone.
We'll wait.
Now I'll make a motion to, to approve resolution 21-03 to adopt the budget for the fiscal year of 2021 to 2022.
Roll call, Tom Bates.
Yes.
Alan Donaldson.
Yes.
Andrew Clemens is absent. Cindy Clemens.
Yes.
Candy Wade.
Yes.
All right, passed and approved the 12th day of March 2021. Do I sign this one?
Sure, we can sign this one.
Perfect.
It doesn't matter.
All right, discuss an action, council resignation. I went and talked to Andy Wednesday. He felt pretty bad. As his mom said, he wanted to continue being on it, but he knew it wasn't the right choice, and his mom said he probably wouldn't remember what we talked about. So I thanked him for helping us and doing what he's done, and I thanked him for resigning to get us somebody else. He said, I know that's probably a bad thing to say, and he said, no, it's okay. So I did talk to Perry Christoph. Oh, is that how you pronounce it? And he's got a couple concerns he wants to talk to Alan about first before he says a yes. So,
We actually have two possibilities, that's good.
oh, this one over here? He
Perry.
doesn't, yeah, he doesn't want to be recognized.
I vote for Perry.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he's got a couple concerns, and I'll run it past you too, and maybe you can give some insight on it. So, yeah, so he is interested in other than a couple issues, so.
Well, we have to accept his resignation.
Oh,
We have to
yeah.
approve and
Yeah.
accept it too. I'll make a motion to accept Andrew Clemens' resignation from the city council.
Second that.
All right, roll call, Tom Bates.
Yep.
Alan Donaldson.
Yep.
Andrew Clemens is absent. Cindy Clemens.
Yes.
Candy Wade.
Yes.
Okay.
And I put it in the paper, you have to, if you're gonna appoint, so it should come out on Tuesday, so your next council meeting, you should, if you have an appointee,
Mhm.
you should be able to have a council member just to start, swear them in and do all that before the meeting goes.
All right, discuss an action, future of the pool.
So Nathan and I have talked about it. If there are volunteers that wanna clean it and get it ready, we will get them keys at their said date, their choice, to clean, paint, and prep the pool for opening. I won't have time this year, neither will Nathan, so it's gonna be up to the volunteers who want to get this open this year. After that, I say it goes to a vote to the citizens to see what they wanna do. It's not our call to close it or not. It needs to be on the ballot to say what the citizen wants to do. I
Oh,
know Tom may have some input on what it takes to close it, as far as burying it.
Well, I just know that it's expensive. One little research I did on it, it's expensive. I mean, it's, you know, $8,000 to $12,000 to actually decommission a swimming pool, you know, as far, and then there's regulations as far as the sides have gotta come in. I mean, there's a fair amount of actual demolition. We can't just fill it up with dirt and say it's done, you know, we have to actually pull the sides in and remove. Some of the concrete can stay in there, but it can't be used as actual fill. It's kind of, yeah, it was kind of complicated. You know, one time it'd say one thing and the other, but for one, it's expensive, but that's the process you have to go through.
do you have guards?
We're gonna put it in the paper to see if we can,
Do you have volunteers?
that's why we left it to them to contact Nathan or myself to get them keys, the power washer.
I have my doubts they're going to volunteer.
So how are you gonna,
If we don't get any volunteers to clean it, then it's closed again for this year.
what are you gonna put a sign up or something, or,
It's on the website now.
oh, is it on the pool's
Pool doesn't
website?
have one, but we can post it around town.
Pool
Becca's
Facebook
gonna put
page,
it out.
on.
That's what I was wondering, I mean, how does people even know that they can volunteer,
We can post it around town.
you know? And then notify.
And if one person knows it cares and then 10 other care, they should know. Somebody will know.
Right,
It'll be
right.
recorded.
The ones that will complain about closing it will know. And they will either decide.
And they'll have that
to go or
option to
it's not.
volunteer.
They'll either get a hold of somebody to volunteer to get
Sure.
it cleaned open, or they,
Was there a deadline on,
that better start soon.
It needs to be.
I
in
mean,
the
when
next couple
does,
weeks.
when would that volunteer work have to be done?
They would need to have it done,
May 1st, or end of May?
April
or
15th?
Middle of May, or?
I think cleanup they need to have done by April 15th for the latest.
Yeah, that you could think
clean up
about,
and paint, this way
Yeah.
you could get it full, this way you can see
Yeah.
it, because there's probably gonna be a problem.
yeah.
Well, and the other thing is, if we don't know if they're gonna do it, can't really hire people till we know volunteers are gonna do their stuff.
Right, exactly, yeah, that would take a while.
Have you had any interest on volunteers?
We just brought this up tonight.
Okay, I didn't know if you talked to anybody on it.
I did try, well, I tried to talk to several people and come to the conclusion nobody wants to talk to me. But I called the state of Iowa, the Department of, like, for what you do to close a pool, I had to leave a voicemail, I haven't heard back. I called the auditor's office and left a message, and I haven't heard back. I tried Ted Nellison, he's the Office of Budget at the state, but he hasn't gotten back to me. I talked to Mickey Shields, who's from the League of Cities, pretty knowledgeable about all this stuff. He said that if you do close it, decide to close it, you can use that money in the budget, or that's in the pool fund to close it out, just like you need to. So that expense probably would be taken care of. And then he said what your ordinance says. Well, we don't have any ordinances about a pool. So thing would be then that we need to get the auditor and have a vote on the lost funds to change them. And I gave a copy of the first, y'all have that. There's just steps, I mean, and we're aware of it. And you
I think the
can-
first step is to see how many volunteers show up to.
Yeah, exactly, that'll kind of tell the.
That'll tell you how strongly people feel.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So what's the deadline for these volunteers to contact you? Week?
Week from Monday?
I would say we from, if we need volunteers, you gotta say they wanna do it.
Okay.
And put the ball in their court.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are they gonna help maintain through the summer if it opens?
No, just getting it open.
All they're doing is gonna get it open,
Get it cleaned and painted.
get it clean, painted, and ready to go.
Didn't you guys used to have that? Didn't you have volunteers that come in and,
We did it one year. I was
We did it
down.
last time I tried though, all I got was excuses. There was always a graduation or this.
Oh.
I ended up painting it myself,
So
so.
Nathan's done a majority of it, year before
Yeah.
that.
So I just, after about 2 weekends of, well, nobody can show up that, I just did it.
I always considered it your baby, Nathan.
Yep.
I remember I got a couple phone calls once and I'm like, that's Nathan's baby. You're gonna have to deal with him. Okay,
So.
Well-
Just, you're waiting.
Somebody
for-
will post something when, if somebody gets hold of Nathan or gets hold of you, just say, yes,
He
we've
puts
got
on
10
at the post
volunteers,
office.
we don't have any volunteers. It'll just be
Change your
posted.
snap,
Yep.
a couple little posters.
We can tell Becca that there's been 10, there's been
Yeah.
0. In a week, she can post it.
I'll post it on the site and I'll send out an email blast to people following me, so.
Thank you for that.
lifeguards too,
Looking for lifeguards too? Okay.
yeah.
What date, and I think you said to contact either of you two, what was the final date for volunteers?
Week from,
So
Monday.
March 22nd?
March 22nd.
Okay. Shush. Computer.
Anything else? Is there-
Discussion and action taken, post volunteers, okay.
All right, discuss an action, vicious dogs, 306 First Street.
I'm up. We had an issue. First of all, these dogs have been, the sheriff's office has been called numerous times, and we keep getting told, we can't do anything unless we see them out. Well, by the time they get down here, they've got them in. And I was told, well, can't you go out and video them? We can use video. I said, those dogs have come after me more than once, I'm not going out there. Anyway, they were out several times last week. They proceeded to go across the road and kill the neighbor's pup. And those people are a mess. They are literally sick. The pup was like 4 months old. And the woman tried to get them away, shoo them away, get them away from the pup so she could help the pup, and they took after her.
Oh,
And she got into the house and she was screaming, and he got a COVID shot, so he wasn't feeling good and had been laying down. And he went out. And they took off running for home.
they're not on a leash?
They're never on
Never
a
on
leash.
a leash?
Never.
I
The
don't-
deputy has witnessed them. He was coming down there, because he had been after John more than once. And a deputy had got called. And we had the grill outside our garage door there grilling. And the deputy's just coming down the road because the dogs were coming from the north, headed back to their yard. Here they come after me again. Terry says, don't move. Whatever you do, don't move, you know, because your instinct is to run.
Mhm.
That deputy started to come down our road, well, went and jumped at the deputy's car. He whipped at my driveway, boy was he hot. And they have been warned and warned and warned. And now with this incident, that's it. And I know the deputy went back down there to cite him for dog at large. He said the rest goes into the city's hands, what all they want to do.
So they did get fined? That you know?
And it was they probably only got fined $50. To me, it should have been $50 times 3.
Oh, they got 3 dogs?
Well, they had 4, I don't know if they sell 4 or not. But 3 of them were out.
Did they say anything? Did they, Ross and what's her name, did they come out or anything?
She didn't come out. He finally did, after the deputy walked clear back over to my house. I says, there, he just came out the door. And so then the deputy went back over there, and he says, why didn't you answer the door? And he says, well, I heard you. Anyway, he was, I don't know, because I informed the deputy there's been numerous calls up there. And I says, I had just talked to Bill uptown here Friday morning, because the dogs were out running. And this happened like more towards noon Friday. And Bill says, well, I was just by there, and he says, I didn't see him out
This happened last Friday or yesterday?
last Friday.
Oh, I thought it happened yesterday.
No, these people don't drive. And of course, they're thinking maybe they can help the dog. Well, by the time they got it to a vet, I mean, Judy, my neighbor Judy, finally says, I will get you to a vet, and the vet says there was no way to save it anyway. There had been so much tearing on the dog that she said it would have been impossible to save it. And I just told the
So-
deputy, I says, you're just, I won't use the exact word, lucky it was not a child. Because I said, there's been daycare kids out and them dogs been out, and she's had to run them into the house. You know,
So, we need to serve them with papers from the sheriff's office, tell them they need to get rid of these dogs.
All of them.
All of them, yeah, not just one, all of them. I mean, is that right? Is that the right protocol to, because I don't want to go up there.
No.
Deputy stopped today to talk to Jay, he wasn't there, but I talked to him for a while. He says there are some concerns with our city code. First off, I didn't know they had a code book, and I don't know if they get updated.
How,
Probably
it's probably not updated, no.
So we need to get them an updated code book, for one thing. But number two, he said the one that they have reads that for them to just do something, it has to happen twice. He says, which is
Yeah,
absurd.
that's not what this one said. The one I have in front of you doesn't say that.
Okay.
It
So there's
says the mayor or other authorized officials, his or her discretion or upon the receipt of a complaint alleged that a particular animal located within the city limits, dangerous or vicious animal, defined as here within, can be investigated. And then it goes on to say the mayor or authorized officer shall order the owner of such animals to safely remove such animals from the city or destroy the animal within 3 days of receiving such order.
Because that's, he said the one they had the two for them to do it, but for the city to do it, there was a council, which might be that.
They also have the right in here to appeal the council. An appeal must be written notice and apply of appeal must be filed to the clerk within 3 days after receiving the order containing the notice of the dangerous or vicious animals. Failure to file shall constitute waiving the right to appeal the order of mayor of the office.
So, like I say, we write something up and have the sheriffs,
Right?
Serve it.
Have them serve.
yeah, I wouldn't mail it, because they probably won't
now
pick
how
it
do
up.
we get proof that they've gotten rid of them?
Well,
How-
will the vet help, will the vet testify that the
I
dogs?
don't know, I suppose the deputy, you could have him go back and check.
Well, I'm sure you'll
And
see
see
them
now-
outside.
I had to go to Eldora, and when I come back from getting groceries, the deputy was over there this morning.
Maybe they've already called.
That's when he was talking to me and he was going there to cite them.
Yeah, and
Oh.
I know he had papers in his hand, and he handed them, and I'm carrying in groceries, and I thought the deputy was leaving. Well, he turned his vehicle and backed it up. So what that was about, I have no idea. But I don't believe there was dogs in the back.
I wouldn't think that they would transport them, would they?
I think so.
But I don't know why he pulled out in the road and turned around and backed in.
Maybe he was spying on somebody.
No, because Ross was still out there.
Oh,
But, like I said, you have a daycare there,
yeah.
and she's been on guard ever since these dogs. And they never tie them up, they just let them out. It's I am really surprised it hasn't
Well-
happened before, or else it's
Do
gotten
they-
a child.
Do they own that house?
No,
His dad.
That doesn't matter.
Oh, I didn't know if they,
No.
You just need to
Really?
type a letter up, send over to them, got 3 days.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay, we're gonna have to send them a letter,
well, yeah, if you could do the letter and get the deputy to serve it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's best.
That's
if
about
you-
the only way we can do it. I mean,
Yes, all you gotta do is tell them that it's ready. They said they'd be done right away.
oh, okay,
Right off them.
oh, so Tuesday, you know, that you're,
Either
gonna be.
Tuesday, or if you type it up tonight, call them, assert it.
Oh, can we type it up tonight?
We can.
Okay,
If you have time, if you type it
Yeah.
up now, just so they'd serve it.
oh, okay, yeah, if you don't have, if you have time,
Alrighty.
we'll
So.
type it up tonight, and I'll call them, or, yeah, I'll call
You
them.
put the ordinance in there, the part of the ordinance in there with the,
Yeah, you have
I
to put that.
would, I would.
Yes, you have to put that in with it.
Yeah, this,
Yeah,
you just have my whole copy.
okay, then we.
And you don't have to print out another one, just print out the letter.
So are we doing the?
We should also
motion
look
then?
at some ordinance changes on that one too.
oh,
That's what this is.
didn't we just do this?
They,
Here, regardless, we
doors
can do that
at
later.
large
We just,
Yeah.
I make a
was
motion to
changed,
send
but
them a
this
letter
one-
to be served by the sheriff
Okay,
to remove the dogs from the city.
I'll second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Make a motion to adjourn.
You can't.